All right, well, it's Monday, and I'll tell you guys what, putting some muscle back on is frustrating when you've been somewhere and you fall back. But as my buddy Philip said once, it can be fun because you see gains faster again. Once you're in really good shape, the gains, they really slow down. You start gaining a pound here and there, things like that. Um, when I got out of the hospital this last time, well, not this last time, I was in a 3 day stint for pneumonia just a few days ago, but when I got out of the hospital night time before last, I weighed myself whole whopping 190 pounds and I was weak. I went to do an X3 shoulder press with the white band. I got 9 reps. I could barely walk to the end of the block. Literally, the end of the block. I would have to turn down, huffing and puffing, come back and lay in bed. Um, the Baptist hospital had really screwed me up. They were flipping coins over people's lives. I know that sounds outrageous, but they were. They threw me out on the street in AFib, and one side of my heart was 200 over 120. I luckily went to one side of the Baptist that is run off the church, and an older guy, Ed, gave me a prescription to go home with to finish my antibiotics and get back on my meds, and my heart went back into normal rhythm. But they hadn't taken care of my pneumonia 100%, and I went back to Christus, and they treated me right. They gave me my daily meds. They did it well. I was in and out in 3 days. That's what should have happened in the first place. These people were quacks. They called in this old doctor to train them, and he shamed all of them. One doctor come in and said if I could guess my weight, what it was now, he would vote for me. I heard over the intercom, like room 203 is 1 to 1, things like that. I've never heard such a thing. They were standing by my window voting on things, and one doctor, well, supposed doctor, said, no, we're here to make a fucking profit. Fuck these guys, right? They lied to my fiance, completely fooled her. I was on a ship all by myself, just sitting there watching this go on. There was a nurse named Misty, and I'm not afraid to say her name. Her name's Misty. She is a major bitch. Every time I felt like I had to go to the bathroom, like, oh, I gotta poop. The thing was, when I was incubated, everything turned rock solid. It wanted to come out, but it was like a rock. I won't go into detail, but it was very painful when it first finally came out. But if I didn't poop, she'd go, don't you dare get up unless you poop. And she would move my bed over and put a chair down. And if I didn't poop, she'd make me sit in that gown in this cold room in a chair with an alarm under my ass and try to force feed me and make me eat even the sugar packets and salt packets and everything. And if I didn't clean my plate, she would rip my IVs out. She wasn't even my nurse. My nurse that was scheduled to me would come in, and I finally told her, and she patched me up, went and chewed this nurse out, put me in a bed, and this had happened to me multiple times. This Misty is a terrible human being. She gets off on torturing people. I don't know if it's because she's a lesbian and hates men or what it is, but they did me completely wrong. So anybody in the Beaumont area, if you have a medical emergency where you have to go to the ICU, do not go to Baptist. I go to Baptist where their regular clinic is, and just for my daily checkup or my monthly checkups and scripts, things like that, that seems to go okay. But my cardiologist and any other emergency I have, I go to Christus. I've never been treated like that in my life. I felt like I was literally being tortured. And when I would try to bring things up to my fiance, she wouldn't believe me. And it was very frustrating. And it was because people are used to being able to trust doctors. And they all thought just because when you get out of being put in a coma basically for several surgeries in a row, your memory, like my past memory was like gone. What was going on right now, I was 100%. And as time gone on, my memories come back. And I have some serious trauma from what had happened to me in that hospital. They didn't feed me. They didn't give me my meds. Because they wouldn't give me my meds, that's what caused the heart problems. My fiance told them I needed to be on this meds. The doctor said, nope, that'll just interfere with things, which is bullshit. Chris just put me on all my meds and everything was just fine. So that's something I wanted to get out in the open. And if anybody else has had experiences like this, I asked some nurses at Christus that had to do their intern work, went to Baptist. They said they saw nothing but bad. They're just there for profit. They cut corners. They do, even the way they do IVs. They sliced my arm open and stuffed something in an artery. If I would try to tell the doctor what was going on, he would agree with these nurses, and that Misty was basically running the show, was telling the doctor that my drug protocol was steroids and to kick me out. And they literally stuffed me in this room, said I was okay, and my blood pressure was 200 over 110. I still had an infection. My skin was beet red. I finally got this old retired doctor that works for the church. He come in and said, Mike, I can release you. I'm going to give you 10 days of these antibiotics. You take your meds, and you'll slowly go back to normal. And I did slowly go back to normal, but I literally would try to go for a walk, and because of still having the heart rate wrong and everything, I couldn't walk to the end of the block. I would try to go in and do a little bit of exercise, and I could shoulder press the white band 9 times. I couldn't do a single push-up. I was 190 pounds. Now that I got everything going back together, I started taking the Humanofort and the Ecti growth, got back on my TRT. I'm taking 10 milligrams a day of SIP, and before an hour before I work out, I take a small dose of the new nasal delivery. The new nasal delivery, I love it. And a lot of guys are on it. It's just a micronized, dried powder that adheres to the walls of the sinuses and goes into the arteries. And within 4 hours, it's gone because it attaches to all the androgen receptors in the body. By the time you go to bed, your levels are normal, so it doesn't mess with your circadian rhythm and it doesn't shut you down. You just get a little bump. So I'm taking less than what most doctors prescribe for TRT and getting better gains because I know how it works. And Emmerich and I school doctors on this, and a lot of the TRT clinics, they're in there for a profit. So they're writing you 400 milligrams a week, putting you on it, aromatase inhibitors, blood thinners, you name it, to keep you going. And that's all it is. If they would give you 10 milligrams a day, they would only sell you a bottle once every 4 months. And that's not, and no aromatase inhibitors, nothing else. They wouldn't make any money. Okay? So that's what we're trying to do. You know, I had a calling from God one of the times that I had died, and people came to me. John Jaquish came into my life. Emmerich was in my life, but when Phil died, Emmerich and I got close. Once I figured out the science of Humanofort, I realized it was absolutely stupid that anybody that's not on it, everybody should be on Humanofort. It is 100% natural, and it contains the full spectrum of growth factors, has embryonic stem cells in it, and your body and building blocks and the fibroblast growth factors give you the ability to make stem cells for whatever your body needs. So I've seen some miraculous things with it. A lot of people that are not in tune with their body take it for a few days and think they're expecting something miraculous. The thing is just long term, you start running at a more youthful degree. One of the biggest things is like you start becoming more sensitive to everything because it makes all the receptors in your body for literally everything react at a higher degree. So if I drink coffee, I am just wired off a little bit of coffee. I had to cut my antidepressants in half. I have ADHD. I was on 40 milligrams a day of Adderall. I had to cut it to 20, and that's almost too much anymore. Everything I respond better to. The first year I went on it, I actually started looking a little bit younger, and now I'm maintaining and slow and not aging as fast as other people my age. By the time I'm 60, I'm going to look like I'm or my early 50s, as long as I keep taking the Humanofort. But that's not even all why I'm talking to you this morning. I'm just trying to keep in touch with everybody and in the group. I got up, had a protein shake, and a little bit of Dindy's homemade ice cream. I'll give that recipe later. Now I'm making my over easy eggs and having some watermelon, taking some ecti growth. I'm going to get ready to train legs. Legs today, single leg Bosu ball squats and the X3 belt squats. And then if I feel like it, I might do one set of Zercher squats with the heels elevated with weight just to carry the negatives. One of my main things is Emmerich is going to sell his book on the Humanofort USA site for variable resistance with weights. So I'm going to start showing examples of his variable resistance with weights. And now we've realized by adding bands to his protocol is the ultimate protocol in the world. Now in the contraction, it's superior, and in the concentric phase, it's superior, and eccentric phase, it's superior. Nothing will stop it. We have multiple IFBB pros that we've taken off huge drug protocols, put on our TRT, and because the body doesn't fight it, their free testosterone levels are higher, their total testosterone levels are damn near the same, and their IGF-1 levels are higher. And they're healthy as can be, and they had retired because they're afraid of the health risks that these old coaches that don't know what the hell they're doing, and they're just all bro science, they're able to compete again, and some of them are able to help. Some of the coaches are able to help their clients. I do wish I could get a little more credit, but that'll come in time, okay? So I've helped out the group and found somebody to give true TRT. He's literally only carrying 2-3 products because it's TRT. And so if some asshole's looking for retarded stuff like Trenbolone, whatever, you go somewhere else. This is just TRT. The nasal delivery, our SIP protocol, or the suspension, possibly, if enough people call for it. And I've talked to him a few times, and so far it's just a bunch of, some guys are cool, but then we get guys that are kind of, have a narcissistic twist to them, and he'll just shrug them off. But as time goes on, Jaquish and I will do a video on this, and we'll share with more people. But anyway, over easy eggs, some watermelon. Then I'm going to hydrate good. Right now I'm just sipping some iced coffee. Most people that know me know I'm hooked. I love Dunkin' Donuts. I usually drink the decaf during the day on ice. Right now I just want a little bit of perk, so I'm having a little bit of caffeine. I got my blood pressure, so it's pretty steady at about 105/70. And I filmed some stuff yesterday that Adam Piazza did with me. He's going to be a new member of the group and be available to people for consultations to assess issues and give them stuff they can do at home and examples, and they can check in with them. He might refer you to a massage therapist that can do certain things, but will definitely help you considerably. I want our group to grow and be the new cutting edge group. It's not just, it's for everybody. I don't care if you're a soccer mom or a professional bodybuilder. We're going to build a unique community. And I'm a mix of myself and my own personal experiences and lessons learned, and Emmerich and John Jaquish and Phil Hernan. We bring it all together. And I'll have more to come as the group grows. I'm going to build something incredible that nobody else has. So, if anybody can get the word out there, please share the group. If you know somebody that would enjoy it, introduce them to me. Let's get things rolling, okay? I thank everybody that, I have a lot of really loyal Humanofort people, and I thank them considerably. I made a video with Emmerich yesterday, and if there's any questions on that, message me or Emmerich. We'll help you out. And we're going to jot down people's questions and make just a whole series of videos so we just have them. They're going to be on YouTube, Facebook, our groups, different sites. That way we can just copy the link and send it to people, because people ask the same questions over and over and over and over again, and that gets very monotonous. And we are able to just, like, here, watch this. I've been talking to Tony Hughes. Hopefully he and I can help out somewhere there. Tony Hughes seems to be a pretty cool guy. He's been reaching out to me, checking on me, seeing what we can do together. And right now, I'm lean, but I'm not ripped, okay? And I'm not super concerned about being shredded right now. My body fat is acceptable. I want to drop about 5 pounds of fat. My body weight right now is 210. So if you think about it, by getting back into the eating, my TRT properly, and the 5 Humanofort a day, that's including the ecti growth, I have gotten my body weight back up to about 210. My training, because I'm going through the physical therapy type stuff and fixing all the issues on my left side and hip, and you'll see some of that in the video that I had made with Adam yesterday. I'm doing very slow controlled movements, not light, but moderate loads, and just focusing solely 100% on the concentric phase and eccentric phase and failure. And using the X3 and then some weight and band movements and balance. And I'm going to start doing arms every day, calves every day, and then everything else a couple times a week, and just do sets of stuff as I feel I can do it. Okay? Going for walks every morning out in the sun, and just have a whole lot of stuff going on. And hopefully in the next 8 to 12 weeks, I will have a physique that I'm pleased with again. And to my clients out there, I got my back. I was messaging people while I was barely able to function in my bed, but my clients mean the world to me. And for people that can't afford hiring me, I get a lot of people that call me, they want to work with me, but they can't afford it. I'm very reasonable, but everybody's income's different. I'm not rich. The reason I'm not rich, because I don't charge much. I'm not greedy. I'm here to help people and make enough to, all I want to do is take care of my wife someday and have a little cabin somewhere where most of the year we can stay there, and then the rest of the year when it's really shitty, we can come back down to Texas for a while. That's enough for me, but a couple nice cars, pay everything off, and go into retirement. Well, not retirement. I'll be like Emmerich. I'm probably going to work to the day I die, but doing something I love, and talking to doctors and scientists and finding new ways to branch out. And one thing I can tell everybody that is key is don't make excuses for yourself. People will base their beliefs around their own weaknesses. They will fall back into old habits. When you flip the switch, it's not acceptable. Okay? Once you flip the switch and you decide to live the rest of your life in the proper way, eating good and working out, just do it. And if you don't feel like working out, who gives a shit? Just start. And after a few sets, you feel good and you keep going and you're glad you did it. It's time to eat. Eat what you're supposed to eat. It's that easy. I've done it all my life since I was very young, and I've taught many people these things, and people can make all the excuses in the world, and I've said it many times. I've had health problems. I've gone through divorces. I raised 2 children on my own, and working out, especially people with the X3, your excuse is bullshit. You got this system at home that you can do a set here and a set there through the day while you're waiting for the dishwasher to get done drying so you can put the dishes away. You can get half your workout done. You can do it while you're watching a movie with the kids. You can do it half your workout when you wake up in the morning. Take a piss, drink some water, do half your workout, get ready for the day. There are no excuses, okay? So I love everybody. I love your support. Everybody that's reached out to me, and it means a lot. It's given me a lot to know that there's a lot of people out there that care about me as much as they do. Because in everyday life, I don't have a lot of people. I have some close friends, a couple close friends left that haven't died, but they're not around. I can't hang out with them. I'm very much just by myself, and that's fine. All I give a shit about is spending time with a woman that's just mine and being able to take care of her and being able to stay in great shape, live a long, healthy life, and show other people how to do it. You know, that's my thing. So I'm going to pile down these eggs, get hydrated, and it's leg time. The leg workout, I don't know what to expect from that, but I'll do what I can, you know. Uh, Before I went in the hospital this last time, I did some chest work. I filmed the Delsig style dumbbell press. It's in the videos. And I got out and I thought, okay, so I did some light back yesterday as soon as I got home from the hospital. And that's where a lot of people be like, well, I just got out of the hospital all laid back. No, my vitals are good. I've eaten. It's time to go. You know what I mean? There's always a tomorrow. Do it now. And then yesterday, in the evening, I did some arms. You know, I did some arms. I did some stretching. I hung by my arms. I hung upside down. Some foam rolling, and went to bed. And I got up this morning ready to kick some ass. I got a lot of things going, and that's what it is. So if anybody needs anything, message me. You know, I'm here for you. Message Emmerich. He's here for you. Any of the moderators in the group, Lauren. If somebody doesn't know, if any of us don't know exactly your problem, we got enough people in our group, we'll find the one that does. And that's why I'm bringing Adam on. And I'll make a post about Adam sometime today, and Adam can make posts in the group as he wishes. And I would say take advantage of him, and I'm going to send some of my clients to him even. Because as much as I tell them, you know, you got hip issues, you got this and that, do these exercises, Adam knows ways to speed things up, and he knows more than I do in that rehabilitation aspect. And Adam and I met at World's Gym in Beaumont, and he does some personal training, but mostly does some rehab work out of his house and some stuff at the gym. And I want to bring him with the team. Great guy, great personality, extremely experienced, has worked with some of the best, knows what he's doing. If you do a video call with him, he can be able to run you through some try this. He'll see what's going on and be able to give you some exercises or point you in some things like massage or whatever that in certain areas to slowly work on stuff and check in with him later. I'm bringing a whole team of people like that into the group. Lauren McClanahan, he's an administrator in the group. Anybody wants to reach out to him, I think he's doing some coaching. Great guy. I worked with him for a bit. He's won some shows. Who else do we got? We got Emmerich. We got Dr. J. We got it all. We got the best team in the world. We got a team that is above everybody else. Everybody else is still stuck. If we were to compare Stone Age, Bronze Age, whatever, we're the ones ahead of of everybody, making our own way. We're turning our own ship and doing everything right. We're busting all the lies and figuring out the real way things work. Because our country and most other countries don't give a shit about what we do. Health, being physically fit and fixing everything through food and some natural occurring growth factors and things like that. That's not on their agenda. They just want to put you on some prescriptions and prescriptions and prescriptions and make you lose weight and fit into this category and make you dependent on them and milk you till you die. And that's not what we want. We want a bunch of alpha people out there that are strong and strong-minded and strong-bodied and strong-willed and proud of themselves. So it took me a while to get out of a rut. I've just about died probably 5 times. I did actually die once, and I've told people that. And God had told me it wasn't my time yet. I had things to do. It hasn't happened as fast as I expected, but that's me, and a perception of time to a God might be 10 years. To me, I was thinking, well, by next year, this or whatever, but life's thrown some curveballs at me, and, I fell in love. I moved to Texas. Heart surgery because of all the stents that were in my heart from the way I lived before. And they had all failed, and they have finally had to cut me open and rewire me. They call it a cabbage. But the doctors can't believe how well I've come along. Most people that get the surgery that I had are still on a 10-pound restriction, and my scar's completely healed, and I'm going at it 100%. My cardiologist is like signing off on me left and right, and my ejection fraction went back down to 30. I'm going to get it back up to 50 like I did before. Eating raw heart, taking Humanofort, and getting my heart rate up with hard physical output, and I'll be better than ever. I'll be, as Dr. Jaquish said, WAS 2.0. Okay? So, this might be getting a little lengthy, but just want to say good morning. I'm throwing videos up for every day, and I'm going to inhale my eggs and eat some watermelon and get ready to work out. I love all of you. God bless. And I'll talk to you later.